Erik Ten Hag has dropped the biggest hint yet that he's absolutely done with Anthony Martial. Too little, too late? We will discuss. Also, Manchester United about to sell half a youth team for £10 million more than City sold a youth keeper with no Premier League experience. The Sancho in, the Sancho out corner, that's heating up. That fight is starting to get some traction right now. Anthony, it's all your fault. That's the message from the manager pretty much. And more and more transfer speculation for Manchester United. We've got loads to talk about tonight, including a look ahead towards the Spurs game. Are you confident? On that note, get into the poll in the chat straight away. It's up there. Win, lose or draw. What's the result this weekend? Get involved, everybody. Get your comments in, like the video, but obviously, first of all, make sure you are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you can't comment. Therefore, if you are joining in for the first time, make sure you do hit that bell notification button as you smash the subscribe button. But yes, thank you so much for joining us on your Friday night, people. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining us earlier on today. We was outside Old Trafford, well, across the quays from Old Trafford. Nice and tranquil, relaxed sort of vibe going on. And then came that press conference today where Ten Hag has just gone in. The biggest thing from that conference for me, everyone has talked about the Sancho comments. Everyone has talked about players coming back. We have got 6 players coming back, by the way. We'll get into that convo as well regarding the Spurs game coming up. But the big one out there has to be Anthony Martial. Erik Ten Hag has fired the single biggest shot yet in regards to where he's at with Martial, where he's at with his injuries, where he's at as a player, and actually what he can actually bring for him. I'm just going to bring up the quote. It was Samuel Luckhurst from the MEN who went in. What's going on with Anthony Martial? Finally, someone asks the bleeding question. Where is the ghost that is Anthony Martial? What is going on? He walked off the pitch against Bournemouth. It's the last we've seen of him. Not one mention. All we've heard on is he's ill. And now apparently he's on the treatment table again. Oh, I'm sick of the excuses. But Ten Hag's comment to that question from Samuel was this. He's not fit. No shit, Sherlock. We have to make him fit, and it's his job as well to want to be fit and want to be ready for the next game. That's the big shot for me. That's what Ten Hag is saying. I'll finish up how he ended up the question. But in this moment, he's having medical treatment, and he has to recover, says Erik Ten Hag. Straight away, I'm going straight back to what was said there first of all. He has to be fit and he has to want to be fit. For me, it's just crying out. Martial just cannot be asked. I'm sick to death of the man. How many times? Ten Hag has said this before and no one picked up on it about Martial wanting to be ready and fit as well. He's also said this regarding Jadon Sancho. He really is, I feel right now. Ten Hag was firing shots today in his press conference. He really was. He even dug out Anthony a little bit. We'll get into him as well. But first of all, Martial, I think finally he's called him out for what he is. A guy that just really doesn't want to put it in. He doesn't. You can't just walk onto that pitch and let your talent just take over. You've got to put the graft in as well. We can't even get him on the pitch, and it doesn't look like Martial wants to get on the pitch. Trudged off against Bournemouth, sulking, 3-0 down Manchester United, offering us absolutely nothing. And then we don't see him for a month because apparently he's ill. And then someone finally asked the question, and lo and behold, there is Martial. Yes, Leon is back again on the treatment table, offering nothing. It was one day ago when representatives from Martial were talking to the media and saying he wants to commit to the rest of this season and help the team. Well, straight away, you've got the manager coming out a day after saying he wants him to want to be fit and play for the team. What a crock of shit. Absolute joke of a man this guy is. I'm sick to death of him. And I do not care one bit if you want to go in on me for hating on Martial. I'm sick of the guy. I'm absolutely fed up with him not being available for one. It's hard enough watching the guy who mopes around the pitch. But he can't even be asked being ready to do that now. And finally, the manager has called him out on it. And I have to give Ten Hag credit for doing so. But again, like I said at the start, it's too little too late. Why didn't you call him out when he was? When you did start seeing these signs last season. Because this was here last season, Erik. It was here last season, Martial. Previous managers, I've told you, they've all said the same thing. Cannot get him ready. Cannot get a tune out of him. He's never fit. He's never available. He never conducts himself on the pitch. He's not going to be that player to give you that extra little bit. He's not going to contribute to getting you over the line. You get nothing from him but the same old Martial, and he will just let you down. And in the end, see off another manager. Thank God his contract ends this summer, and it doesn't matter if Ten Hag goes and someone else tries to take Martial under his wing and be the man that turns this man's career back around again. Christ, I mean, jeez. How many have said it? How many? I'll tell you what, Ed Woodward, you absolute pleb, for knocking Jose Mourinho back for not getting rid of Martial. It's an absolute joke. It's a travesty that the managers that have called out certain players haven't been backed by this club. They've just been kept there in the team because they're selling shirts and they're just keeping a squad number up there. It's a farce, and this is what Manchester United are. It really is. Behind the scenes, it is just a circus. We know this. Martial is the ringleader. When it comes to players on the pitch, I mean, you could compare him. I mean, you can't compare him to Sancho because he's not come out and said anything against the manager. At least he's got that in his favour, Martial. But for me, I want a player to actually want to play. At least Sancho wants to play. At least Sancho actually wants to get on that pitch. He's just fed up that crap players are playing in front of him. And yeah, he's done the wrong thing and he's gone behind the manager's back. It's not acceptable, and the manager will always get the final say. So there goes Sancho. Ten Hag also making a passing shot at Jadon Sancho in the press conference today as well. Pretty much shooting down any comment which is around Jadon Sancho and his future. Wish him success and hope he does well. That's it. Move on, get past this man. I'm not answering any more questions on him. I'm sick to death of him. And then you lead into Martial. Then you get into Anthony. Jesus Christ, Manchester United's forward line right now. I bet Ten Hag can't wait for the season to be finished. Leo has rejoined as a member. Thank you very much. Keeping garbage like Martial and McTominay equals fired. Fired. You're fired, Erik. Is that going to be the word coming out of Ineos's mouth by the end of this season? Well, if you're banking on Martial, then yeah, you're fired. That is what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now. No one is banking on Martial to pull you out of a hole. And there's plenty of other players in this team as well. We've talked about it loads. We talked about it this morning about the players that need to step up and actually get behind Ten Hag going forward. And today, I think what Ten Hag has been sort of alluding to in terms of players coming back and the balance of the squad being better. There's no money to spend. You need players. You need your senior players, the ones that know this club and the ones that have been here for a long time to want to actually stand up and be counted. Martial's been here going on 9 years now. And what happens? First press conference, he has to want to come. He has to want to get back fit again and play for this team. What? No, Tony Martial. Just go. Be a man and tear up that contract and walk away. You've already had enough. You've already stole a living from Manchester United. It's time. It's done. See you later, mate. And yeah, he could end up coming on one game this season now to the end. From now to the end of the season, scoring a goal. I don't care. I really don't. I'm just glad. I'll be glad to see the back of him. One player I am sick to death of, and everyone knows it. But today when Ten Hag came out and said it, I was like, fucking yes. Yes. Just call out the man for what he is. It's about time. And you know what? Call out any other player as well. But yeah, interesting to see regarding Sancho as well. How Ten Hag just shut down the questions today regarding Sancho, and there's nothing else to be said. And then straight away you've got Ralph Rangnick coming in and having his say on the Jadon Sancho. So, well, not so much say on Sancho and what's happening right now, but ask the question. He says, I can only comment on the time that I was at Manchester United, and well, Sancho was fit. He was a starter in the team. He was the complete opposite to what people are saying right now. He was the model professional. So, ooh, interesting how things are starting to bubble a little bit around in the Sancho side of things. You've got Kieran Dyer, I think it was, talking on TalkSport saying, I've seen the red flag with Sancho already. And you've got Rangnick coming back and saying, well, he was great for me. Ten Hag wanting to end all conversation. Samuel Lucker is backing Ten Hag in saying he offered him the best coaches and the best help and the best support possible. And it's down to Sancho. Then you've got Stortman coming back, fighting Sancho's corner again, saying, well, we can clearly see, we know, why would we even risk a player that is going to be a problem in a changing room coming to us? Why would we risk paying all this money out wage-wise and the added bonuses for Jadon Sancho if we thought it was a risk in the changing room? So you've got two corners fighting each other with Sancho right now. It's going to be interesting to see after the 12th round who's made that killer blow and who he's gone. Because if Erik Ten Hag is in charge of Manchester United, then Sancho will be sold in the summer. He's gone. If Ten Hag has been fired by Manchester United, then Jadon Sancho is going to be walking back into that team, I feel. And United will have to be selling someone else or rejigging everything. Ten Hag also has gone in on Anthony today, saying, look, there's a player there going back to Ajax. Actually, I'll get the quote up and just read it out to you, what he said regarding Anthony today. You mentioned Ajax. I look back there. His effectiveness, end product was higher, and also Champions League very high. Oh, that sounded like Erik Ten Hag the way I was saying that then. He's capable of doing this. Key actions, key passes, the crosses. The what? Sorry, Erik, the what? The crosses? I don't think I've ever seen Anthony cross a bleeding ball. Well, he's been in United's shirt. So, yeah, maybe at Ajax, but why is that not come to United? The finishing. The what? The finishing? Again, no. Nothing this season, mate. There's been the odd one that's gone in. Yes, last season, but that's a different season. You know how I feel about that. Ten Hag actually backed himself by saying no one was talking about the transfers last season. Yeah, well, that's true because they're all doing well. So we're all right saying that all the transfers were doing good last season, Erik. Yeah, that's fine. So in the same breath, praise them for doing well. If they're not doing so well now, then that's your fault, isn't it? Not because you're the man in charge. If they were doing well last season, how come you've not been able to get more out of them again this season? So yeah, you're going to get criticised. It goes with the territory. Good. Hey, well done. Bad. What's going on, Erik? Simple. That's football for you. Come on. Back to Anthony. He's finishing. Yeah. It's very high and should return to that level, but the Premier League is more difficult and it's capable, and he's capable of doing that. It has had an effect, an impact on him, definitely. So he has to deal with that. He caused them. This is Erik Ten Hag talking here, so please don't think it's me being completely thick in reading. But yeah, he caused them. He has to sort them out, but has to do better. In that, there was the question regarding what happened off the pitch. Ten Hag has alluded to the affair accusations and everything, and the assault that's going on in his personal life. Erik Ten Hag has called out Anthony and said he caused this, he has to deal with it. And pretty much the way I'm translating what Erik Ten Hag was saying was he has to not let that affect his game like it has done. Well, I feel like the manager has to step in there and sort of look after that situation a bit better as well. So I see where Ten Hag is going with that, but I also say, yeah, also I think time is up. Please give the video a like, guys. We're just about to hit the 100 mark. I really appreciate all your likes. Do subscribe if you are tuning in for the first time, obviously, and you will see this amazing content all the time. Big day tomorrow, guys. I'm streaming live on the road completely because I'm playing football tomorrow in the Kickabout for Charity game. Loads of different influences involved, all for a good cause. If you don't follow me on Instagram, then please do. What you're doing, sort your head out. But I was told last night by my son Alfie that there's quite a lot of big names playing in this game. I didn't have a clue, I'll be honest. I'm just old now and sort of past that sort of young 20-ish year old sort of vibe thing that everyone's following. But yeah, there's some big deals playing in this game as well. So yeah, the old man is going out there on the pitch. I'm gonna conduct myself in an orderly fashion. I promise I won't break any legs. I won't injure anyone. Really, I'm just saying I hope I don't injure myself. But yes, I play fair most of the time. But yeah, if you do want to, get involved in that, it is Newport AFC. I think it's a non-league team, actually. I can't remember actually what division they're actually in. But yeah, we're playing there. It kicks off at 3 o'clock tomorrow, so do tune in. I'll just follow me on Instagram to get all the information off it. If you guys are looking to get involved in anything on a Saturday afternoon, then yeah, if you can pay at the gate and get involved and come and support your man. And look at everyone else as well, probably more. Yeah, but hey, I held my own, I hope, anyway. Let's get into the comment section. We're talking Anthony Martial, Anthony and Jadon Sancho and what has been said today, guys. Let me get into your comments. And there's my man Dobby already. Sancho could have played if he could swallow his pride and apologise to the manager. You can't call out the manager a liar publicly and face the consequence and not face the consequences. Sorry. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, Dobby. That is why he's not playing. He could have just swallowed his pride and knuckled down, but he didn't, and now he's at Dortmund. We'll see who wins in this one. It's going to be interesting. What's this? Someone actually saying in the comment section here, Mark said you copied him and you wouldn't know what to do without him. Did he actually say that? Can someone clarify that he actually said that, please? Drop your comments in now if anyone else knows. That would be very interesting. Very, very interesting if he did. I don't know. I don't watch him. Sancho isn't gone. He is only on loan. So once Ten Hag is sacked and Sancho will be back in the senior players don't want Ten Hag. Well, that's it. 5 memberships donated by my man Daz Salford 69. Thank you very much, my friend. I better get into actually who has taken them. Let's just scroll down and see who has been lucky tonight. That would be Ian Rudd, Daz Sweets, Jan Manchester, Kazzy's mum. Well done. Maradonino, and who else has got it? Who else has got it? Is that everyone? Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there one more going still? Has someone else not taken that? Maradonino. Saying thank you very much, Daz Salford. I'm just trying to check here if there's actually if there's someone else coming in taking the other one. Have I not counted right here? Or what is it? Oh, T. Sorry. T has taken the other one. I thought you was already member, T. Have you been greedy? Anyway, back into the chat. Daz Salford is a legend, guys. Daz Salford is the ultimate legend. I'm missing my man. On his Tiger. I think he must be away again. He's not been in the chat for ages. I think someone needs to call him back in just so we can get our Honest Tiger back in the chat as well. Don't forget United FA Cup game against Newport Eastleigh is a prime Sunday afternoon slot of 4:30 p.m. Yeah, had to be, didn't it? Of all the other games, United are still on TV. YouTube gave it to me, Adam. Oh, did it? Well done, T. What's up, Lewis? Hope you're doing good, bud. Yeah, so where are we at with everything? You guys have gone off a little bit now. Let me just see where you're at with what was going on. Adam, I've been a member there since your first run back in 17, and I've never heard him say anything about any former presenter. Don't feed trolls. Chris, he's putting everyone straight. I don't care, to be honest. Okay. Let me just see what else we got. I know I'm a broken record, but still wish he go forward with youth. Well, that, Frank Davison, brings me on to the next subject tonight, really, which is Manchester United apparently about to let go of Alvaro Fernandez to Benfica. The reported fee, well, it's not definite, this, so I was just hearing and looking around. So Fabrizio Romano has said that a fee is agreed, terms are agreed. The loan spell that Alvaro Fernandez had with Granada has been cut short, it's been terminated, and now Benfica can move in and agree a fee with Manchester United on personal terms with Alvaro Fernandez. My big question on this was, why are Manchester United letting this young prospect go? The first thing that Benfica will do will make this player better and put a big fee on him. Why can't United make this happen? I don't know. I know we're clearing decks. I know we're trying to prioritise and everything like that. But I said this. I tweeted it out earlier on. Luke Shaw isn't getting any younger. By the time Alvaro Fernandez properly matures through, he could be the ready-made fullback to step in at Manchester United. He's not been given a chance. How can he be Player of the Year in the under-21s? How can he be Young Player of the Year at Preston? How can he be on loan at Granada and then make such an impact that Benfica want to come in and take him away? How come Manchester United can't see any of this? And why are we not organised and working in the same way that other clubs like Benfica are? Why are we only managing to scrape together, which is reportedly the fee, of €10 million? And this is what I said at the start. Manchester United have sold half a youth team pretty much. I'm just going to roll out some names here for you guys so you know exactly where we're at and how we compare to other teams. So if Alvaro Fernandez leaves for €10 million, Manchester United have sold him, Iqbal, Savage, Alanga, Menge, half a bleeding team for the same price, about £10 million more than what City got for Trafford in goal. A Premier League, well, he's a Premier League keeper now, but a keeper from their youth team that had zero Premier League experience. And by all accounts, isn't doing too well at Burnley this season. But City managed to get £25 million for one player. Now, I understand the hype. I understand how well he's been doing in the England under-21 setup. He won the Euros, obviously, and done fantastic. But the Premier League's a different level. And I just liken United's situation. You had Alanga, Premier League experience, fast, doing brilliant at Forest now, 15 million. Fernandes, if he goes for 10, is he not in the same category as like a Trafford? Why can't United negotiate these deals better? Iqbal, barely £1 million. Savage, it's pointless saying anything, but you could have got a bit more, surely. And Menge, again, now doing well, playing in the Premier League. How are we not getting anything for these players? It's criminal again. Like I said, the big thing out of this, not so much just the fee, it's the fact that Manchester United are not looking ahead. Like, you don't need to be looking for a left-back right now. You've got Luke Shaw. Fine. Still got a few more years in him. Yes. You've got Malacia. And you could bring in Alvaro Fernandez. You really could. I feel like there's a place for him there in our setup. If not, then you could keep loaning him out. He's still got age on his side. I just look at it and I go, why did we go out and buy Reguilon first of all? This wasn't a big deal with bringing Reguilon in. We didn't need to. No disrespect to Reguilon. I thought he actually conducted himself well and played well for United in the time he was here. But we had a ready-made left-back already there. And you know what? While Reguilon was playing in these games, what if Alvaro Fernandez had made a mark like Mainu or Garnacho did? Why did we have to go out and... I just don't understand why. If Benfica see something in this player and they end up making a fortune off him, which they probably will, why can't United do it? That's what I want to know. Emmy says, do you think Erik Ten Hag does not rate these players? No, he can't rate them. I don't understand how he can rate players, because what Ten Hag said in the press conference today about the mentality and playing for Manchester United is totally different. These players can do well, like he was talking about Anthony when he was playing at Ajax. But then you come to the Premier League and there's more pressure. It's a harder league. You have to play a lot better. You have to be mentally stronger to play in the Premier League and deal with a lot more than other leagues. It's a much difficult league. On top of that, he also said playing for Manchester United is a massive, massive pressure. So he's talking about the pressure of playing for Manchester United, but somehow he's judging Alvaro Fernandez, who's never played for United in the first team, saying he's not good enough. I don't see how. Because he's good enough to say that a player that plays in the Eredivisie is good enough to play in the Premier League and keep backing him in Anthony, but he's not willing to give a youth player a chance in Alvaro Fernandez and say that he isn't good enough and he's happy for him to be sold. It's kind of like a big contradiction to me, and I'm not having it. I think that he can actually have, I think he would have given us some. And there's Graham coming straight. I knew Graham would be the one to come in. Alvaro Fernandez not good enough, Adam. How do you know, Graham? You do not know, mate. Stop just saying the opposite. He's not been given a chance. People could have said Kobe Mainu wasn't good enough when he came through. I was talking about Mainu when I was watching the under-21s all last season. How good he was. And this is the same under-21s team that Alvaro Fernandez got Player of the Year in the season before. Oh, yes. That was the season when the team below them actually won the FA Youth Cup as well and everything was going well. Nobody knows. And definitely Ten Hag doesn't know how good he is, because until the player steps out on the pitch, you don't know. That player can step up to that next level. Everyone deserves to be given a chance, I feel. They don't deserve to be given enough if they're not playing well. Like Scott McTominay. players like this who keep proving that they're not good enough on the pitch and have not got the right mentality. And I just don't understand how we've got it so backwards. Some of these youth players have just been thrown away and just disregarded and not looked into properly, in my opinion. I don't think they've been given a fair crack. I don't think that anyone has given them the time of day, because what the focus has been the players that are failing on the pitch and the amount of money that's been spent. Now Manchester United are looking to salvage a little bit of money while looking to actually try and balance books, find a way of bringing extra players into the squad, find a way of improving. Maybe this is the time we should be looking to our youth team. And to just let one go for 10 million euros isn't even going to pay. It's not going to pay a player's wages for the rest of the season. It's pocket change. It needs to be more. There's not. I mean, if you said to me that Alvaro Fernandez is going for 20 million plus, then I'd be like, right, at least we've actually got something for one of our youth players here. We've actually done our job properly. But it's just insult to injury that we're only getting a small fee for him. And you know what? You know what will happen. Benfica will take him to that next level, and we'll end up developing him. Knowing our luck, that is. Now, there's obviously a chance he'll fail. I know that. I'm not stupid. I could end up be here eating my words. But what I'm going to say is that he hasn't been given a fair crack in a United shirt, and we're too quick to sell him. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm going to finish it on. But I do believe that he hasn't been fair on some of these youth players. I don't think Ten Hag. Others have been given a chance, and I do believe that in a season when we've hardly had any defence at all, Alvaro Fernandez could have stepped in, and then we could have passed judgment. We could have, but we're not being given a chance, and we're sat here and we're looking at Malacia and Shaw again. Shaw's not in fantastic form. I still think he's got the years left in the tank, like I said, but Malacia again, unknown. He's good to come in for Luke Shaw. Is he a number one left back? I don't know. I don't think he is. I think he's a good reserve player, personally. I think he has got flaws, and I think he will. I think we will get found out if we're relying on him as our main left back going forward. But yeah, I just wanted to see more. I really did. I think I just believe that we've not seen enough of these players, and for some reason United are just brushing them off and passing them away. It's crazy. Graham back in the chat says the silly thing would be like Chelsea do, play young players when they're not good enough and pretend they're better than they actually are. I mean, you only have to look at what's he called, the young lad that went to Newcastle. Oh God, I can't remember. That's probably the case in point that Graham's saying there. So yeah, he looked like he was an alright prospect, but then he's just not been given a chance at Newcastle. But that's not our problem later on down the line. We need to be conducting ourselves as a big club, and anyone at Manchester United has to be worth something. We're supposed to be one of the biggest clubs in the world. So if we're not letting, if we're letting our youth players go, Lewis Hall's the one, Graham, thank you for that. Yes, what was it, 35 million that Chelsea paid for him? That's pretty much that half a team that I just mentioned for United there. And someone telling me that Lewis Hall is better than some of them players, clear better than some of them players that we've sold for absolutely nothing. I don't think so. I don't. Peter Reds with the super chat. Thank you, Peter. Erik Ten Hag gets rid of Zidane and Savage, etc., and keeps Scott. Now wants to move on the young left back. That word believe is starting to fade. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Honestly, I didn't rate Savage. I thought he was good. Championship level. Not worth... I thought we could have got at least 5 million for him. Something like that. I think he was worth that. Decent, but not fantastic. Zidane, I think, was a big disappointment. He's shown great potential in pre-season in Australia, but never got given the chance in the first team. Another one of them on the cusp. Could have been more, but... could have also dropped completely off. I feel like he's on the edge of just dropping off and falling off the radar again now. It's you find out what these players are when you play them. I feel like when they've left Manchester United, it's just a big drop-off. It is. It's like there's no guarantee when they come through that they're going to be fantastic. I know that. But there is a guarantee that when they do leave United, the come down is that much that not many of them go on to do well. It's hard when they leave United as a young player. I remember talking to Nick Cox, who is in control of the youth team at Manchester United and the youth setup, and they're trying to make it and trying to get the youth team to a point where they can actually send the players away that don't make it, but actually give them a chance, like support them best they can, because it's hard for them to take when they get told no, and that's the difficulty of managing a younger player. And it is very, very hard to tell a young lad that his football career at Manchester United is over, but there is still a future for them. At that age, it's difficult, it's tender, isn't it? And it is probably one of the worst conversations that any coach or anyone in charge of a youth team has got to have with a young player. But yeah, I just feel like Alvaro definitely, with the noises going on, the way he's played, I just feel like Manchester United could have got more. They could have. It just seems so cheap again. Why can everyone else do it? Why can City do it? Chelsea do it? Or Manchester United not do it? We're supposed to be one of the biggest clubs in the world. Our players are supposed to be worth something, aren't they? But no, we just haven't got the right people in place. Let's keep liking the video, guys. We're past the 150 mark, not far away from the 200 like mark now, guys. So please keep liking the video. And like I said, tomorrow it is going to be a full day on the road, live streaming on location as I travel over to Wales to play in the charity match. So do tune in tomorrow, guys. It is going to be an epic day, completely different to anything else that you've seen on this channel before. And I'm hoping to grab a couple of guests from that charity match to talk a bit of United after the game as well. And we will be live doing it. So hopefully I can grab hold of a few and make it happen for you guys. So you want to be there and you want to be seeing what is going on and getting some other opinions on it. And like I said earlier on today, if you weren't watching earlier on this weekend, if you are at the game, this is your chance to get on Forever United TV. I'm going to be interviewing a few more people. If you have your say, if you have your rant, if you want to come up against me and say that I am wrong, it's up to you. Come and say what you want. This is a United fan channel and I want to get a few more opinions on it, and that's starting this weekend, guys. So yes, come and have your say if you're at the game. We'll get you on. You can have your opinion. You can go into anything you want, but hopefully we'll all be talking about Manchester United beating Spurs. I'm going to have a look now at the poll, which started at the top of this show tonight. What will be the result for Spurs this weekend? 44% of you are saying United win. 19% saying the draw, and 37% are saying United will lose. Quite close at the moment then. That's just gone up to 38%. So yeah, it's hard to judge where this game's going to go. But we have got a lot of players coming back. A big chunk of players coming back, in fact. Eriksen, Luke Shaw, Martinez, Casemiro. Ten Hag has said that Mount, Malacia and Victor Lindelof are all a little bit longer from coming back to full fitness, and they won't be available. But yeah, it's gone from only having Shaw and Eriksen available for this game to now having Martinez and Casemiro back. Do they come straight back into the team, guys? That's what I want to know. Does Casemiro go into that midfield? Who does he replace? Does Martinez come back into the defence? It's a tough game to come back into. I've made this point a few times. 200 likes in the bag, guys. Thank you so much. Loving all your contributions again. Keep liking it. Let's just get it up and up and up. And like I said, we've got football back this weekend, so we can all get excited again. So, answer me this right now. Does Martinez walk right back into that United team? And who do you think he's going to replace? Because a lot of people have said Johnny Evans doesn't deserve being taken out of the team. He's been one of our most consistent defenders this season. Do we drop Varane for Martinez? How does Ten Hag play it? This is going to be a huge sort of move now for Ten Hag, because Maguire coming back as well you've got two centre-backs coming back, and he hasn't favoured Varane a lot of the time this season, so this is going to be a big sign of how Ten Hag sees what's happening and what he thinks of Raphael Varane again, really. I think that's the point we're looking at here. It's like, does Varane drop out of the team again because we've got more options, because he's got his favoured partnership back? We know that Martinez is going to come back eventually and hold his place down. It was his signing. He has been our best defender, and I feel like we have missed him. Varane, I think, is the big one. Does Maguire come straight back in now he's fit? Or does the performances of Varane, which have been decent, warrant him staying in the side? It's going to be interesting how quickly he brings him back. Is it just going to be slap bang, there you go, right back into the lineup again? Or is he going to ease him in? Out of them players coming back, who comes in for me? I mean, this is a tough one, especially in midfield, because Eriksen and Casemiro, obviously both quality players. But that does mean that we know Scott McTominay isn't going to play. Woohoo! That's one good point. At least we can change that up. But it does mean that Mainu is going to drop out, because Bruno Fernandes won't drop out, will he? So, do you bring Eriksen and Casemiro back into that midfield? Do we go all-out experience? I made the point yesterday in saying I don't think Mainu deserves to be dropped out of the side. People came back at me, and I understand the argument of, well, we need to make sure that we don't overcook Mainu and bring him through the right way. I just think he's playing better than anyone else in the team at the moment and deserves to be in that team. People then said we can play both Casemiro and Mainu. Yeah, I think we can. I think Mainu would work probably better as the 8, Casemiro as the 6, and then Bruno as the 10 in the 3, and how they worked. I think Mainu's got the energy to get up and down the pitch. I think better than Casemiro. Let Casemiro just control things at the back. Bruno can then just slot into his 10 role and I think conduct things from the front. But also you would have Kobe Mainu there to help kind of with the second phase of the press as well, because of the energy levels. So that's how I would see it. I don't know what you think, guys. Stephanie says Eriksen, Mainu, Bruno. For me, Casemiro on the bench. Adam, he should start on the bench and ease him in later in the game. What do you think? I think bench Casemiro, midfield Casemiro, Bruno, Mainu. That was Alan, UK Strange, and Henry with them comments there. Thank you. Trinino says Manchester United should have a policy on no academy player needing more than one loan deal before getting a permanent contract. In Europe, sell on clause and buyback clause inserted in all deals. In a perfect world, yes, Chanino, but this isn't. This is Manchester United. Ultimately, we should be letting those who play well keep their place and build a team for the next game around them. That's how you let the cream rise to the top, says Cam. Yeah, I think so. I think Mainu deserves to be in the team. I think he's played well enough to hold even Casemiro out right now. And I think Casemiro's professional enough to understand that as well. I don't think he'll have a problem sitting it out. But I think when he does come back in, I think that will give him that little bit of a bite to say, I'm back now and I'm going to keep my place in this team. And hopefully that brings out the best. Because when you're up against McTominay and Amrabat, no disrespect, Casemiro's probably took his foot off the gas because he knows he's going to play every single week. Now you've got the likes of Kobe Mainu there, who has done well. Maybe it's roles reverse. Maybe Kobe Mainu's going to inspire some of the first team players to actually play better again. It's usually the first team players that would, like Kobe Mainu has said recently, you take little bits of all the senior players and you try and implement them into your game. But maybe it's the opposite way round this time. I mean, the biggest kick up the arse in football is being sat on the bench and seeing a youth player who's come in and took your spot. That should be fuel enough for a professional footballer to just go, no, thank you. When I get on that pitch, I'm going to show this manager exactly what I'm made of and I want my place back. Healthy competition is what it should be at Manchester United. Not sad sacks sulking on the sideline because you haven't got a place in the side. I'm on 300 bags a week. I should be playing every single week. This is what this club values me at. Well, the club and the manager are two different entities altogether, aren't they? The manager is the one that should be picking the team, not the wage packet and how much the club value you at. That's how it should be. How you get into this club in the first place, that's a different conversation altogether. General Foodie, who has rejoined as a member, as always gifting memberships, is an absolute legend of the channel. Says Mainu has to start, Casemiro can wait. I think a lot of people are going down that one. I'm about to leave, I think. Says Phil, 100% agree, Adam. That's what I'm saying, says UK Strains. Yes. Ian says, yes, I'm referring to the only Varane we have. History counts for nothing, and I wasn't comparing them. I was comparing the criticism. Oh, you was answering someone else. Sorry, Ian, you're having a convo with someone else. Carry on. Excuse me for butting in. I can see everyone's actually having conversations with themselves in the chat now, and it is getting slightly heated there. This is what it's all about. Opinions. This is what this channel is all about. So it would be nice to see some of the names that are actually in the chat actually on the channel having their say as well. So make sure, like I said, you do get in touch if you are at one of the games. We'll get you on and get a little bit of a conversation going. Liam says, keep Mainu in. If England had a decent manager, I'd be thinking he could make the England midfield with Rice and Bellingham at the Euros this summer. I wouldn't go that far, Liam. Not quite yet. I reckon for the next World Cup, if Mainu carries on this trajectory of improvement, then he could be knocking on the door. He really could. General Foodie right on cue actually gives a membership. Thank you, my man. I really love that. And that has been taken by Paul Greaves. Welcome to the Members Club, my friend. Hope you are well. Hope you're having a lovely Friday evening and looking forward to football being back. Thank God, real football is back this weekend. Super chat in from DWD Viper. Can United get European football if they finish 5th/6th, as Nice are currently 2nd in the league? Now, there is ways around this, I feel. Manchester City have gotten around this rule that UEFA have about the same team owned by the same both teams being owned by the same person can't be in the same European competition. There are ways around it. Yes, we will be able to. There's no way that Manchester United, if they qualify for the Champions League, are not going to be in the Champions League. It would be typical of Manchester United for this to happen and be a complete laughingstock, but it isn't going to happen. I think City have got around it. I think a few other teams have got around it as well. So, no, it's not. It's nothing to worry about. If we did qualify, we are pretty safe and we would be in it. So I've been told, or what I've read anyway. Let me just check now. Graham says, if they'd accepted that bid, they'd be relying on Amrabat. That's more scary. Chinino says, Amrabat has not had enough time, but he can be relied on more than Eriksen, who will pick up a knock again if he is not getting 20-30 minutes only to manage games in the second half. Football is backed except for United, says Malps. Come on, Malps, we've got to think positive. We've got to think positive. All my positive vibes have swung this vote around to United actually winning in this poll this weekend. More people are saying United are going to be winning. It started off with Spurs being favourites for the game. It's now United favourites to win this weekend. Yeah, I think in terms of the players coming back, going back to that, I feel like Martinez and Casemiro are the obvious. They're the ones that we need to be thinking can come back into this team. How he does it, I do not know. I feel like everyone else's place is completely up for grabs. I mean, saying that, we just defended Mainu against Casemiro, so he's not guaranteed. I think the only player coming back from Erik ten Hag, and this is, again, like he was saying, I'll just read what Erik ten Hag actually said regarding football. He said, Erik ten Hag says, what you actually want is a team that is stable, so it doesn't matter that you have to swap one player from the other game, but not two. Kind of mixed match language issue there. So many swaps as we've forced to in the last year. Previously, over my total cause here, we didn't have the option so often to play a fit squad that you pick the team. That depends on the approach you want to take to the game. So, translation into Ten Hag saying there, he's never once had a fully fit squad to pick from, and he feels like he's getting closer to getting more of a settled squad, i.e. the balance that he's been talking about. There's only one player out of all the people coming back that's guaranteed a spot in that team for me, and that's Martinez. Casemiro, we just discussed that. Eriksen comes in and out anyway. Luke Shaw, I think, yeah, you could probably say Luke Shaw as well. Shaw and Martinez, if they're fit, they're going to play, I feel. 100%. Everyone else, completely up for debate. Carol's rejoined as a member. Martinez and Casemiro should start on the bench. Both on the bench, says Carol J. Dobie is free. Has now been a member for 1 month on Mad Red 2. Thank you very much, Dobie. Adam, it's all McTominay's fault for the banter happening in the chat. Have a read through. I got told McTominay is better than Varane. Who told Dobie that McTominay is better than Varane? Graham, don't tell me it was you. Please. It can't be Graham. Even he knows that. It's 2 different positions anyway. So why are you even having this conversation, everyone, you weirdos? I don't know. I can't control you. When you get off on one, you're just in your own little world, you lot, aren't you? In your little conversations and debates. And that's my opinion on McTominay. Support him when he plays. We support everyone when they play. If they play crap, Graham, we go outside, we have a chat, and we criticise them. I think that's fair, innit? I think that's fair to every player. Realist Cave says Spurs will beat United. Thanks for that, mate. Trevor says Shaw needs to start if he's match fit, as Dalot needs to be dropped, kicked into oblivion at either right back or left back. Malcolm says, what the F? Who thinks Scott McTominay is better than anyone? Carol has gifted 5 memberships. What a legend, Carol. Thank you so much. They have been taken up by Justin Slay 7, Andy Huxley, Michelle Ellis, Trevor Wade, and Aklune 007. I think that's right. Alakune, sorry, I said it wrong. Alakune 007. Thank you so much, Carol. That is so generous. We love contributions like that from other subscribers and members of the channel. It does help. It just builds that vibe around. And that's 11 new members just on the stream tonight, guys. So that's great, and love to see all the green popping up in the chat. And then you can all use the badges. I think we need to start creating a few more badges for you members. And yeah, it won't be long until everything is sort of settled and worked out schedule-wise for the channel now, guys, before the extra membership, members-only content will be coming in as well. Q&As and things like this will be happening, so we can have a pretty decent discussion. But yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up Friday night. We are done and dusted. That is the midweek all finished here on Forever United TV. The weekend, however, well, that's going to be interesting. Everything that's happening tomorrow, you need to be tuned into that, because that could be epic. And then you've obviously got match day on Sunday. Wowza. It is going to be a mad one this weekend, guys. Make sure you're tuned in. That notification button is pressed and you can see everything that is coming up. I am going to be streaming tomorrow close enough to the regular times, guys. So just stay around and you will see them pop up. It's looking like half 11, half 6 again as usual. If anything comes up, i.e. position-wise, where we are, location issues, signal, things like that, we'll keep you posted, but we will be getting the content up, guys, so don't you worry. Please, please, please do get involved tomorrow. But thank you again for tonight. All super chaps, the new members, which we have had 11, which is epic. Thank you so much. All of your messages, all of your comments, absolutely fantastic, guys. But that is it for another week. The weekend is here. Thank God football is bleeding back. That's all I'm saying. Like, share and subscribe. I will see you.